Picture this. You're an early human ancestor, walking across the vast African savanna millions of years ago. You're hungry, surrounded by giant predators, and your only weapons are your hands and your wits. How do you survive? How do you go from being prey to becoming the planet's dominant species? The answer lies in a revolutionary idea that changed everything: the tool. It all starts with a simple rock. Not just any rock, but the right kind of rock. Imagine one of our ancestors, maybe a Homo habilis, a handyman, picking up two stones. They strike one against the other, not by accident, but with a purpose. A sharp flake breaks off. It might not look like much to us, but this was a breakthrough. This shard of stone was the world's first cutting tool. With this sharp edge, our ancestors could now do things they could never do before. They could slice meat off a carcass left behind by a lion, getting access to a rich source of protein and fat. This was a game changer for brain development. More calories meant bigger, more complex brains. This was the beginning of the Stone Age, the old iron tool industry, about 2.6 million years ago. These weren't fancy, multi-purpose tools. They were basic choppers and flakes, created with a few simple strikes. But they were effective. They allowed our ancestors to butcher animals, break open bones to get to the nutritious marrow inside, and even process tough plant materials. It was the first step on our technological journey. As human brains grew, so did the sophistication of our tools. Around 1.7 million years ago, a new character enters the scene: Homo erectus. And with them came a new technology, the Acheulean hand axe. If you've ever seen one, you know what I'm talking about. It's a beautifully crafted, teardrop-shaped stone tool, symmetrical and clearly designed. This wasn't just about making a sharp edge anymore. It was about form and function. It showed foresight, planning, and a deep understanding of the material. They were the Swiss Army knives of the Stone Age, used for everything from butchering and digging to chopping wood. The design was so successful that it remained in use for over 1 million years, spreading across Africa, Asia, and Europe. It's the longest used technology in human history. By the way, if you're enjoying this journey back in time, do me a huge favor and hit that subscribe button. We explore fascinating stories like this every week, and it really helps the channel grow. Thanks a bunch. Now, let's jump forward a bit. The world is changing, and so are we. Enter the Neanderthals and early Homo sapiens. They developed even more advanced techniques, like the Mousterian tool-making method. Instead of just shaping a core rock, they learned to prepare the core in a specific way to strike off perfectly shaped flakes and blades. This was like a production line for specialized tools. They created spear points for hunting, scrapers for preparing animal hides, and awls for piercing holes. This level of craftsmanship shows an incredible leap in cognitive ability. They were thinking several steps ahead, visualizing the final product before they even started. This explosion of new tools allowed humans to adapt to new environments and hunt bigger, faster game. The invention of the spear thrower, or otlot, was another massive leap. It acted as an extension of the arm, allowing hunters to throw spears with greater force, speed, and accuracy from a safer distance. This meant they could hunt mammoths, giant bison, and other megafauna that were previously too dangerous. From the first simple stone flake to the finely crafted spear point, each new tool wasn't just a piece of technology. It was a physical manifestation of a growing mind. Tools shaped our hands, our bodies, and our brains. They allowed us to process food differently, which changed our jaws and teeth. They enabled us to build shelters, make clothing, and create art. In a very real sense, our tools made us human. They are the legacy of our ancestors' ingenuity and their relentless drive to survive, adapt, and innovate. So the next time you use a simple tool, like a knife or a hammer, take a moment. You're holding millions of years of human history right there in your hand. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.